elimination final, qualifying final rather. Could well be the other. It's a rocky road ahead for the loser. Taken high, Del Santo.
Good first contest, put his head over the ball and drew the free kick.
Goes short. Sam Fisher alongside the centre circles. A cloudy day in Melbourne. He comes out towards the wing. Gilbert has had such a good year. Just lays it off. Hayes down towards the attacking 50. Revolt, Schneider, 55 metres out. Long kick across the face of goal. Swan almost the mark, not paid. McWalter quickly onto the ball, goes to Jones. Did he have it? Swan hurried kick out of there. Goddard feeds it back to Graham. They're skirting the perimeter at the moment. Hand pass comes across from King. Taken by Baker. Floats it inside the 50. Maxwell gets back.
Career in the last 2 or 3 years, he's added that defensive pressure, contested ball winning. He's had a fantastic season.
He had a huge match when they played on the Monday night, Montagna. 38 disposals, but all the stats were up that night for him and for that midfield group. Goddard goes back. They try to set up again. Blake with a little one. Fisher again in the heart of the centre square for the second time.
This is Gilbert, forward of the wing, stabs it. Along the ground it bounces to Revolt, who lays it off. The high ball floats in towards full forward from Ray. And the mark is taken down there by Kaczynski.
Lee, mark is here, please.
Two inside 50s. Rewalt with a mark on the lead, and then that brilliant pickup. For a big fella to be able to do that, he's had 2 or 3 yards on his direct opponent, and really been able to set the Saints up for their first 2 forward entries.
Good morale booster when the big fella takes just that long aerial ball.
138 marks for the season. Nick Revolt ranks at #1 in the competition with 205.
All clear.
Kaczynski with the opening goal.
One interesting little...
Not 15.
But they need a spark, the Saints.
Absolutely.
Montagna along the line. Contested footy. Maxwell does that so well. Ray. Fisher to King. Back to Fisher. He'll probably go inside, and he does, to Schneider. Montagna, who started all this a moment ago. Neat kick to Revolt. So that was a good build-up.
Revolt about 75 metres out. High ball. Can Goddard work in front, being held? He's going to get the free kick.
He's dangerous in there, Goddard. There's a
Danger said he held his arm.
very tall midfielder.
Yep.
They went for him. He just overplayed a bit, Swan. I think he was just a little bit nervous against Goddard's height in there.
Montagna important around the outer side, giving them legs. He's up to 11 possessions now.
Swan's as good as at that height, one-on-one in a marking contest, but Goddard
Offensively, is he defensively?
No, exactly, but he was able to control that space well, wasn't he?
Hasn't kicked a goal since round 13. But after a drought of 32 minutes, the Saints get their second.
Well, it's going to be a major part of this match. Collingwood rotate better than anyone, you'd think, through the middle with their interchanges. Fisher to Montagna to Hayes. So the midfielders of the Saints. Revolt, was he being held?
Holding Revolt down.
Isn't it amazing how quickly it can turn?
Particularly if it's low scoring. I mean, you kick 2 goals in a minute, suddenly it's all even, isn't it?
That's right.
He's a fair way out, Rue is, but gee, that would be almost as big a roar as the Rocker goal, I reckon, if he can slot this through. It's looking good. Has he got the legs? He's done it.
Well, did I add?
To down. Goddard went to ground. Del Santo, Montagna again. McWalter inside the forward 50. Revolt. Now, this is very interesting. Last week, very quiet early in the game. Got a free kick at about the same time in the second term. We talked about mooning the werewolf. Suddenly, they uncorked the genie, and here he is again.
Well, he hasn't been quiet.
No, he hasn't been quiet.
Really has been the most dominant forward. Well, Travis Cloke's been fantastic. Anthony Rocker's done a bit, but if it wasn't for Riewoldt, St Kilda wouldn't be in the match.
That's right, but there's good Riewoldt and wonderful Riewoldt.
Well, there's nothing like kicking those long-range goals. Those big Thomas
looking the other way.
Did a pretty good job, Thomas, actually, to get something on it.
Also, got out. Montagna will mark close to the boundary line. Plays on immediately, trying to pull it back to McWalter. Bounces to Schneider. Open goal beckons. And the former swung. Puts it through.
One there, so he's had to build it as far as he can to Blake. The Saints to set up again. Dawson's got a couple of decisions. He goes short with a hand pass. Now Fisher skirts it again wide. Montagna is close to 20 disposals. This will be number 20. He had 38 the last time they played against each other.
It'll be hard to penetrate this. Collingwood are completely set up. Got to go to the other side, just see if they can hit up someone short, 40, 50 metres out.
It's like a basketball game, Lee, where they're going to have one crack at it, you think. Here's Gilbert. Maybe the crack will come here. Gilbert has to be accurate. He is.
Well, he's a good target, isn't he? I mean, you would have found if we'd had the camera on Riewoldt as that play was going, he would have covered that much ground, getting ready to receive. Ball went side to side, so he's probably at half a dozen leads, I suspect, before he's eventually got into a bit of space.
And the ability for Gilbert to come back in through the centre corridor makes that possible. Medhurst then, even though Gilbert's a left footer, would have been a lot better for him to have pressured from the inside out rather than what happened.
Well, what a first half the captains had. 3 second quarter goals. Could you think of a better way for the Saints to finish the first half?
McWalter is very deep, close to the boundary line. It goes in that direction, hangs a long time in the air, and still he marks it. Wow.
Comes in short. Goddard. They go so often to him in the centre, and then Schneider loads it up. Locker did very well to cut across in front. Now goes to fetch his own footy here. Arches the back. Well-timed handball to Johnson, to O'Brien. Now pressure. The Saints have been famous for this year, and Locker has fluffed the kick in a big way.
We don't often see that quick kick at any stage from a defensive 50 these days. If Lockyer had it turned around, he had a couple of handball targets there, but that's what pressure does to you.
And McWalter's been a surprise packet this year. In the 21 games that he's played, he's kicked at least a goal in 19 of them. He's been a real bonus. Defending type forward. Got a good look at the angle. It looks good. He's threaded the needle. And the Saints suddenly get right away here.
Yes.
Beams running hard for him. He'll go to Beams now. Locker's going to peel off, but he goes inboard to Shaw. Shaw had to run the line there. Footy to be chased. O'Brien, clever, but didn't get it past Dawson, who got a handball to Gilbert. Normally a good user. Schneider's been important in the last 10 minutes. Late in the second quarter, back to McWalter. McWalter stops and props. Doesn't rush. Goes to Montagna.
Good composure there by McWalter.
Yep, and then Montagna again. And, well, every time it goes inside 50, you reckon this guy's a chance to be getting it.
We talk about numbers around the contest, and it's quite evident that St Kilda have been able to get the numbers around the balls. We see here Nick Maxwell, he got up a little bit gingerly from that contest, but there doesn't seem to be as much. Yes, Collingwood are rolling back, but there doesn't seem to be enough pressure on the St Kilda ball carriers, and if Nick Riewoldt's in the form that he's in at the moment, it's probably easier to stop the midfielder than it is to stop him.
He's kicked a fourth and now goes past Barry Breen for the most goals ever by any Saint in finals. 26 has got. Yeah. To ridiculously low scores. King, well done. Graham, good kick. I mean, it was so well done. Got the angles just right and now runs on hard. And again, Riewoldt. And then Riewoldt centering kick, Cozzy. Yep. It's predictable, but boy, it works.
We saw Kurt Tippett the other night, 200-centimetre player, can play at full forward, run and lead and jump. And Kosicki's a similar type of player. When they get front position and are able to lead full stretch at the footy, well, Aaron Ray was going to mark it anyway, but he was just a bit taller.
So the two guys taken in the first two draft picks in the 1 year combining here, and Cosy floats at home. And maybe the Saints are that right now.
We spoke.
Come here, Josh.
Gardner
On.
goes out wide to Goddard. Good to see him back. Now, their last inside 50 in that previous term, Kosicki kicked long to Ray and made Revolt the crummer. Now, Maxwell got the footy. Go to the well, I'd suggest, until they beat you. Hayes. We spoke about the one trick. That's the spot for it. Revolt was up, almost the mark, leads back in the race, keeps it alive. Terrific. Eddie, well, didn't work. Although Jones had a chance. Didak in trouble. Through it. Terrific McWalter.
Well, he's been the third of that small forward trio most of the year, McWalter, and certainly Milne and Schneider always look like scoring more often, but this defensive pressure, fantastic turnover.
Andrew, you're on the line.
Just made that
now.
point about the
He's on
inside
mark.
50s, because immediately after Maxwell crumbed it, it went the length of the ground and Rocker kicked a goal. Do what you do best. McWalter does that very well.
All clear. All clear.
Yeah, he's a
almost-
very smart player, isn't he?
Almost the hallmark of their game.
Crumbleby won, Graham, well done by Tuvey, but he couldn't get the handball away, and then Bull controlled the kick. Revolt underneath. This is an important bit of play here. Side bottom did very well. Didak went without it, and then Clark over the top, and the Roo runs onto it. Can he kick a fifth and ice it? Can he ice it?
yes.
He can. The captain, you reckon, put him in the prelim. So it's in Collingwood's forward half, as it's been for most of the last 10 minutes. Well done, McCarthy. Tuvey couldn't get the kick though, and Gardner got it to Graham, to Montagna. Now can they expose them here? Montagna running and carrying. Shaw should take it, I think. Set himself. Good job by McWalter. And then Milne back turns. Brought down. He'll get a free.
Not able to take that initial mark, sure, but that's the space, the space that St Kilda had as a product of, as we've said, the man-on-man attitude that Collingwood have brought into the last quarter, and Milne able to push down with that space in front of him and sniffed out an opportunity to have a shot. Wasn't able to get it away initially, but was able to draw the free kick.
He's become a real blue-collar player, hasn't he, Milne?
Been terrific.
A lot of forward pressure. Now this is what he loves doing most, having shots for goal. And he gets his first, and the Saints kick away again.
Big concerns about Pendlebury for Collingwood next week. Walker, you would say, as well, the way he came off. All to do for the Magpies now. We said that coming in. It was virtually an elimination qualifying final in some respects.
The luxury of retiring Reroll from the game 2 or 3 minutes early.
Gilbert, high ball towards the wing. Gardner got a hand to it, knocked it down. Fraser, Tuvey, stolen away by Del Santo. McWalter very much played his part. Little chip pass being held. Clark gets the free. Dying seconds of the first qualifying final. Clark too far out to score. Goes down towards half forward. Graham from behind went for the mark. Swan took it. Saints win.